Devin Pike with the Dallas Film Society, and here in the midst of the 2013 Dallas International Film Festival, another great slate of documentaries. One of them is The Other Shore. We've got the director, Tim Wheeler, here with us. Tim, first off, gorgeous film. Thank you very much for bringing it to the festival.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me. It's been a great festival.
Diana Nyad is a really great character study. A competitive swimmer in her early years, sought a really awesome solo record, came just shy of it, and then retires from the sport for a number of decades, and you follow her as she's coming back at age what now?
At age 60, she came out of this 30-year retirement. As you said, she was a legendary swimmer in the 70s. I mean, she was on everything from Johnny Carson, graced all the covers of magazines. I mean, she was really well known in the world of sports, and then retired into a career of broadcasting. Had a very prolific career in first for ABC Wide World of Sports, then had shows on Fox and a bunch of other networks, NPR as well. And then at 60 years old, she decided, there's one dream that I haven't really done. And she decided that she was going to come out and do this crazy 103-mile, 60 to 70-hour non-stop swim through shark-infested lethal jellyfish. It's the epicenter of where there's hurricanes and storms that come out unpredictably. So it's a lot of natural obstacles in our way, in addition to 103 miles, which no one has even done that length of swim.
A lot of documentary filmmakers come at a subject because they have a vested interest. They're members of the community themselves or sports. Are you a swimmer as well?
I'm not a swimmer. I'm not a swimmer. I don't aspire to swim. This film isn't necessarily about swimming. Of course, we cover a swimmer, and it's this enormous act that she's doing. But I knew from the get-go that she was just going to do something spectacular out there. And it was also never about whether she was going to actually complete the swim. As much as she believes, I believe, and everyone else around her believes that she can do it, it's about her drive and her ambition and her deciding at 60 years old that it's never too late and I'm going to follow this dream no matter what, and put her life at risk. I mean, we knew from the get-go that she'd be putting her life at risk. You've got risk of hypothermia, and no human being has ever been in the water for that amount of time without coming out of the water. So, she's pushing the limits, and that's what she does. She's a true adventurer and explorer, and so that's what this film is really about. In that, I am an explorer, an adventurer, pushing the limits. I do documentary film and get hired to go to Antarctica and Liberia and Cambodia and you name it. And I enjoy doing, things that kind of test my limits and push my experiences into new realms.
It would have been a little bit different to put the film together the way you did had Diana not already been an outgoing personality, because she's a dynamo. She's very effervescent and very energetic. Did that actually wind up catching fire to the rest of the production as you were putting the film together?
Well, let's face it. Swimming, especially a marathon swimming, this is not like a glamorous, who wants to watch dozens of hours of just someone just swimming, sitting there. So in order to do a film on a marathon swimmer, you would have to have this extraordinary character. And she is literally one of the most charismatic people I've ever met. She's a brilliant storyteller. She has, of course, the experience 30 years on camera, but just in everyday life, she's the type of person, she comes into a party, no matter who's at the party, and people are just drawn to her. And so I knew that she would be that type of character that would just be so dynamic in front of the camera, and then she has this really incredible backstory. And it's a story that she doesn't often like to share with the press because there's layers of sexual abuse and darker layers of her past. And she wanted to expose everything for this, to really give a full picture of who she is, why she initially started to swim, why she swims today. And that's what makes it unique compared to a lot of the other press coverage that she's been enjoying over the last few years during this really high-profile swim.
I'm curious about the gear that you used for the underwater sequences, because as you said, if you're just watching a swim meet or a competitive swim, triathlon, whatever else, it can be really rote and boring, but you actually managed to get some really amazing footage. Talk about some of the gear that you used to help capture Diana as she was on the swim.
Yeah, we had to be really creative to get versatile shots, a number of different, underwater shots from different boats. Thankfully, it's really a fleet of boats that are out there. In the beginning, it was literally just myself with a camera, Diana, and a fisherman down in Mexico. But then later on, it's a whole entourage, and I was able to use those boats. But I would use the Canon 5D because it's a smaller housing, and GoPros, actually. And I did a number of things, everything from fixing them on boogie boards, under the boogie board, and going with her, and then able to just really be able to get deep and move around and do interesting maneuvers with these smaller cameras. If you put an EX3 in a housing, you're not going to have nearly the maneuverability. We tried that for one shoot, and it was not giving us much access. So smaller the better for this, and you can make some beautiful images, especially with the 5D, and the GoPros have really upped their game too.
Talk a little bit about the future of this film outside of the festival circuit. When can people see this if they're not here at Dallas International?
Well, we're going to be at Hot Docs in Toronto early May, and just keep posted to the OtherShoreMovie.com website, and then our Facebook page, The Other Shore Movie, and also Twitter, Other Shore Movie. We're going to be having some good news shortly. We basically are having very, very positive response around the film, and we're looking forward to getting it out to a broader public.
It deserves to get that wider audience. It's a gorgeous film. Congratulations on foot, and thank you for bringing it to the festival.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate it.
Thank you. This has been great here.
You can find out more information about The Other Shore as the good news comes out for the film, as well as all the films at the Dallas International Film Festival at dallasfilm.org. Tim, thanks so much for coming out. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Yeah,
absolutely.
Thank you.